Sixers fans, welcome back to the show. I'm your host, Lawrence Arnell. This is Sixers City, and we are here tonight with some takeaways for last night's win over the Brooklyn Nets, 117-95. Just a couple of thoughts about what I got to see last night because I actually had the privilege of being at the game. My first takeaway is if you've never been to a preseason game, get yourself to a preseason game, right? If you've ever been to a regular season game, then you know exactly how busy, how crowded the stadium gets. And the preseason game is nowhere near that, right? We got there a little bit early, and the place was nice and wide open. It was easy to park, easy to move around inside, easy to get something to eat. We didn't wait in line at all for food. We didn't have anybody sitting directly next to us on either side, right? It was myself, my wife, and my daughter. So we had 3 seats together, and there was nobody on either side of us in the club in the club box. It was actually pretty comfortable. It was more comfortable than any experience I've ever had at Wells Fargo. So it was really fun. Some of the things I like to touch on, are the first thing I noticed about the Sixers last night was the sheer amount of defensive pressure that they were putting on. From the tip-off, the guys were cooking on defense. Specifically, Eric Gordon. Eric Gordon with a couple of steals, a couple of big threes too, early on, first and second quarter. But Eric Gordon was really on the ball. One of my favorite plays is from Eric Gordon, where he actually stole the ball and did a leak out pass, and it led to, I can't even say one of my favorite plays. It was my favorite play of the whole game. It was a leak out pass. Eric put the pressure on the ball, got the steal, sent it back out, and got it to, and Kelly Oubre Jr. dunked on KJ Martin. It was a teammate dunk, which was really unique. I don't think I've ever seen anything quite like it before. But it was the play of the game, quite frankly. The guys were in good spirits about it. You saw them hug afterwards. That was great. But it all started with defensive pressure on the ball, right? Gershon Yabusele here with this one, stealing the inbound pass. Steals the inbound pass and runs back and forth dunk. I'll come back to Gershon Yabusele in another one of my takeaways. A Dembona here. I got a Dembona here with a huge block. That was great, right? Just a Dembona known for having a real motor, right? He's all energy, all go the whole time, and you could see that while he was out there last night. The defensive pressure was just, I saw Andre Drummond trying to make closeouts. He was going up, he was trying to block shots. The defensive pressure was really stand out for me last night, especially early on in the game. It was great to see that. The second half starters, and I'm kind of jumping around here, but the starters for the second half, not our best decision makers, right? And I got to go back into another one player in particular, actually 2 players in particular that I want to touch on. But the starters for the second half, that unit, not really our best decision makers. And I'll start with Gershon Yabusele. Gershon Yabusele, I have huge expectations for him because, like I've said in multiple videos in the past, he's really bet on himself and has really put in the work to improve his game. His jump shot is looking good. His three-pointer's looking good. He's reliable from the free throw line, and he was in the fight for rebounds last night. I think that's great, but he did have a tendency to be a little hesitant to make decisions. He had the ball anytime he was anywhere near the perimeter with the ball while they were running a play. He just never really looks like he's got this. And I'm waiting to see him kind of gel into a player who looks like he's making good decisions while he has the basketball. Looks like he knows where to be and when, and is confidence inspiring in doing so. Another player I'm looking to see make some better decisions is a young man I've advocated for right here on this channel. I need to see more C4, but C4, if we're going to have you out there, you got to make better decisions, bro. He is not making the best decisions passing when he's getting down into the paint. He's always on go. I've called him an absolute murderer before, and the other teams seem to know that. Ricky's got the ball. He's going to get downhill. He's going to try to do something crazy around the rim, and they're ready for him. So he did manage to get a couple of buckets, got a couple of good plays off, but it was rough going in the beginning. C4's got to make better decisions, because at the moment, and we saw KJ get the start last night, he looks like in this space where they're trying to figure out who's going to be that second wing, that third, that more athletic wing. KJ Martin is kind of superseding C4 right now. They both got contracts over the offseason, and KJ's really been looked at more as a trade piece than anything else. But if he keeps playing the way he's playing versus the way C4 is playing, Ricky Council IV is going to get relegated to the bench and maybe get pushed back a little bit further. Andre Drummond. Toughness. All right. Toughness. This play right here where he is he's backing this guy down in the paint, man. He just puts this dude on his back. Like, I don't even know what the boy was thinking. He gave him the "you too small" too. That was a great play. That's another one of my favorite plays. But Andre was playing with a lot of energy last night. He was really trying to get after the blocks. He was doing everything he was supposed to do last night. He looked really good. He looked healthy. He even had a little beefy exchange with one of the other players. And that was something that I have not seen from a 76ers player in a very long time. Between this back down move in the post where he put this dude on his back and Andre Drummond actually having to like kind of put hands on somebody in a game. It's been a long time since I've seen somebody on the 76ers who seemed like, that's a lot of S's. Seen somebody on the 76ers who seemed like, it's been a while since we've had that sort of presence on this team, and it was really great to see. It was good to see. It was just good energy. You know what I mean? Like, we don't want to see the guys fighting and all that, but we don't want to see the guys backing down from each other either. I dig that. And last but not least is the very unfortunate injury to Jared McCain. I have to say I did not see this live in person because it's happened at around the 4-minute mark, and we started kind of making our way out at the 5-minute mark. We had a decent enough margin to feel like we could make our way to the parking lot. You ever been to a game? You know what it is, right? Trying to get out of here, right? So we didn't get to see it live, but it looked pretty bad. You could see where he was grabbing his chest, like he's having some trouble breathing. So he got checked out, concussion protocols and whatnot. According to his teammates, Jeff Doughton Jr. gave a statement, said he seems like he's going to be okay. He's a warrior, he called him. Kelly Oubre is speaking positively of it, like as though, maybe it's not that big a deal. We might be able to have him back for opening night, which would be great. Jared McCain's young, he's strong. He should be able to bounce back from something like this. I've never had a concussion, but people close to me have, and I know they can have lasting effects, and I hope that, everything works out for Jared McCain because he's having a wonderful showing. He had a great training camp. He's having a great preseason, and we'd like to see him do well going forward. That's all I got for last night. We pulled out the win. I was glad to see that. I was glad to see some of the stars and really good guys get to play, get some good minutes in. I'm going back to the Pistons game on the 30th. That's going to be a good time to get to go boot Tobias Harris. In the meantime, stay with me right here on the channel. If you like the content, hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, join the fam. You know what I mean? And do yourself a favor, get close to God. And whatever you do good first. All right? Peace.